It is day 2 of the 2952 Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. It is November 19th, Saturday, and it is Origin Jumpworks Day. Wow. The 890 jump there just taking up most of the hall. It is a massive beast of a ship. So what do we have today? We've only got a couple of little bits to look through. So let's sort of just jump right into it, I suppose, and then we'll have a look at the website and what else is new today in the IAE. This is in the Zenith Hall. The Drake Hall is also available in the Apex Hall today. So each of the manufacturers are on display for 48 hours each, with their new manufacturer going on every 24 hours. So there's some overlap, so sort of bear that in mind. 600i. The 600i here is getting a bit of a rework. So it's going to be markedly different than it is currently. So the Explorer and Touring versions will have sort of like a shared front and mid section with sort of like the main gubbins of the ship, the cockpit, and then the sort of living areas and all that sort of stuff. And then at the rear of the ship, that's where the ships diverge quite a lot. And you'll have sort of the exploration gear and the hollow sort of cube, the hollow globe, an armory and stuff in the Explorer version. Or if you've got the Touring version, you basically got VIP quarters and a spa. So really cool, big, sort of multi-crew exploration or VIP transport ship. And then the 890 jump. Well, why do one when you can do both on your massive space yacht? Well, we were rudely interrupted by a 30k, and a load of people have obviously just spawned back in because they are running across the whole of Microtech and New Babbage to get back to the expo hall. So yes, 890 jump, giant space yacht, very expensive. I think it's $950 plus taxes this year. Ridiculously expensive ship. Obviously, it appeals to some people. If you want to have like an org base, if you want to go around the verse in pretty big ship, just owning smaller ships and taking in the sights, having a spa, doing VIP transport, then the ship is for you. We've got the 300 series here as well. I say 300 series, I mean 100 series. We've got the 100 series here. So if you want some sort of more luxury starter ships, you've got the 125A, the combat version. Have a quick look inside. It's got a little living area inside these ships, a little cargo area. You've got the larger cargoed 135C there, and then just the 100i, the cheapest variant there. The problem is with these ships is if you're going to buy any of them, you might as well buy a Avenger Titan at that sort of price. So sort of bear that in mind. I can't get over how massive that 890 jump is. I mean, I can. I've got one. I'm not sure if it was the most sensible purchase. Let's go have a look over here to see what's in the rest of the hall. Might as well have a quick gander at the just general branding. Obviously the Stanton system here just floating around. One day we are supposed to have planets and moons and stuff that will rotate around each other. Oh, that's worth mentioning actually. $86.5 million funding for Star Citizen so far this year, which means it's the best year for funding so far, and the IAE has just started, so they are going to smash records, I think, pretty easily. Got the 300 series here. Lots of NPCs as well that are just milling about. 300 series, if you want a racing ship, you've got the 350R, I believe. And then you've got the 325A here, the combat variant with supposed to be like a proprietary missile system that can lock onto multiple targets simultaneously and fire them all off. That's what I was doing when I was doing Vandal Swarm back in the day. You've got the 400i, that's sort of competitor really to the Constellation. And now, I suppose, also the Corsair. Luxury, sort of multi-role, multi-crew ship, but a smaller sort of size. Om nom nom, got its nommy little mouth there. Definitely worth renting, the 400i. It's a very cool ship. All the engineering and the cargo section and sort of like the lift that takes you downstairs. Boop. Let's just go down. Very much worth trying all the ships you can during the IAE for sure. And you've got the rest of the 300 series over there, the 315p, the touring version, and the just the standard 300 series. I do like what they've done with the changes. Obviously, we had the 300 series a while ago, and then they changed it up a bit. It's got a nice little interior. I've already got up on my channel tours of the 400i and the 600i and the 890 Jump, so check them out if you are so interested. But 300i got a nice little living area as well. Lots of ships started competing with their living areas, or start getting sort of living areas at a certain level, and interiors. Let's go and have a look at the Holo Suite. So, downstairs in the halls today, I've got the M50. Nice little gnat of a racing ship. It's going to be great on certain courses. Obviously, 3.18. They've got a load of space races that they've added, so bear that in mind, like the 350R, the M50. They are really going to find a place in the verse. And then over on this side, is that the 85X? Yes, we've got the 85X little shuttle, little runabout, if you are so inclined. It's got a few little seats in there as well. Let's have a look to see what's actually in the Holo Suite today, because I don't know. We looked at the little sign earlier, but I didn't take any of that in. That's just the way I roll. So we've got the G12s, the sort of luxury buggies. This is the combat variant. The combat variant, the G12A. I don't know where these are in the pipeline at the moment. Obviously, that's just sort of white boxed here. Hopefully, we'll see them in the game in the not too distant future. We know the links and stuff is being worked on at the moment. And then we've got the X1 sort of hover bike here. I assume is that actual size it's planned to be? Again, this is one that we don't know when it's turning up in game. So I'm surprised they haven't got through those sort of ground vehicles a lot quicker, to be honest. I would have thought they'd have slotted in nicely with ship development, but I suppose it's all to do with shifting priorities and all that sort of jazz. But yeah, that was the sort of hall experience today for Origin. Make sure you try all of those ships, and just going to the expo halls each day will get you a Spectrum badge for the manufacturer's day that it is. So bear that in mind too.
Is it on?
I don't know.
Yeah, guys, it was right where he said it was. And to think, we tracked your little Drake ship here to kill you.
Guys, I do know my way around an 890, and since your hideout's a derelict Origin super yacht, I may as well take advantage, so...
Come on, Jax, stay for a treat.
It's kind of you, really. It is kind, but I've got to get back to Stanton, so I'll just say bye-bye.
We'd love to have you for dinner.
So what do we have today on the RSI website for Origin Jumpworks? So we've got the 100 series of ships, if you're looking for sort of like a luxury starter experience. Again, I always say with the starter ships, if you're looking to spend more on them, then maybe you want to go for an Avenger Titan just because it's such a good ship. But you've got the 100i, sort of like a fighter cargo hybrid. We've got the 125A, which is going down the more fightery route. Light fighter, it's not great, but it's not terrible. And then you've got the more cargo variant, the 135C. And then if you want something a bit bigger, more sort of medium fighter sort of size, you've got the 300 series. Now, 300 series, I grew up, as it were, on the 300 series. The 325A is where I actually learnt to pilot and fight, and I was very good at Vandal Swarm back in the day. But you've got a 300i, and if you look, the 300i from $60 is, well, it's $50 for a 100i. You go, maybe I want a 300i instead. Or an Avenger Titan. So I keep on parroting that, but I mean, it's true. So 300i, the sort of like hybrid luxury touring version, it says. And then you've got the 315p, which is focusing more at sort of exploration. And then you've got the 325a, which is sort of more combat focused. We've got the 350R, one of the good old race ships. Very, very, very fast in a straight line. Very, very cool ship. We also have the 400i. Now, this is sort of moving up to a more Constellation sort of styled sized ship, but it's very luxury. It's a very small yacht. It's very cool. $250. It's pretty expensive. You're paying for that luxury experience there, but I think a lot of people love that 400i. You got the 600i, the Explorer version. It's a lot bigger than the 400i. It's sort of like much bigger than a Constellation. A lot of people love that ship. $475 from that. That's pretty expensive though. Then you've got the touring version, which is the sort of VIP transport version from $435. Really, you're sort of having a small 890 jump at this point with the 600Is, basically either focusing more on exploration or more on VIP transport. I suppose touring could also be just, you know, you and your org enjoying the fact you've got lovely quarters and stuff. You know, you're on a luxury ship with a spa. You've got the 85X, which is this sort of runabout ship from $50. Pretty expensive again. A lot of these things I'll just buy in game for sure. 890 jump. That is stock limited today. So it's available from $950. So it has gone up by $60 since it was last on sale, I believe. Both war bonds and okay. The war bonds are and store credit ones are sold out. I'm not sure if it had store credit ones, but it's entirely sold out at the moment. If you want to try and pick yourself up an 890 jump, you can grab them if you're concierge in the sort of big ship packages. $18,000. I think it's $15,000, but plus VAT. That's still ridiculous. You can pick up those again at midnight UTC and 8 a.m. UTC. And again, with tomorrow's sales, so tomorrow's sales of the Aegis ships, when the Aegis Hall goes live at 4 p.m. UTC on the 20th, you can potentially pick yourself up a Idris or a Javelin, and then again at midnight, and then again at 8 a.m. And so basically they have 3 waves for each of the manufacturer days, limited stock ships. We've got the G12s. They're in concept still at the moment, so bear that in mind, but it's supposed to be sort of like a luxury buggy. It's going to give you a little bit of pew-pew, a little bit of firepower, a little bit of sort of utility with being able to take a cargo around with you. You've got the G12A, which is the more combat variant, focusing on some missiles there. Does it have an EMP? I might have made that up. We've got the G12R, which is the racing variant, sort of between $50 and $60, or between $60 and $65 actually. Again, buy them in game when they're available is my suggestion. You've got the M50, another small little racing ship, also very hard to hit if people want to use it as like an interdictor or interceptor or something like that. But from $100, very expensive. The X1s, so they are luxury space bikes. Obviously, they can be used on the ground as well, so hover bikes, and they are still in concept from $40. You've got the X1, then you've got the sort of standard version. You've got the Force, and then you've also got the Velocity, sort of going through the racing and combat versions, I believe. So yeah, that's it for the ships. We've also got a Warbond daily deal with the 600i Explorer, so you can get CCU up to that for a little bit cheaper. How much cheaper is it? It's $30 cheaper. So check back every day for Warbond CCUs, because you might be able to chain up to a better ship. Is there anything else? We've got those packs if you're concierge or chairman's club member. You've got I think that's about it. So yeah, it's really great to see that Cloud Imperium, Star Citizen have raised over $86.5 million so far in 2022, making it the best year for funding for Star Citizen to date, and the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo has only just started, so it's going to, I think, potentially breach 110 million this year in funding, so that'll be madness in just a single year. Tomorrow is Aegis Day. That means Idrises and Javelins, so sort of bear that in mind. A lot of people like a lot of those sort of Aegis ships, and yeah, Jax, will he get back to Stanton in time? Who knows? Maybe more drunken cannibals will accost him. But whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Are you going to be picking up anything in the Origin sale today? Are you still going, maybe I'm going to grab a cutter, maybe I'm going to grab myself a penguin? What do you want? Do you like the Corsair? Do you think it looks like an awesome ship? Are you trying Star Citizen out for the first time? Or are you getting some friends involved during the free fly? It's the free fly until the 30th. Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below.
Hello, I'm Winston Churchill, and I use NordVPN to defend the Internet Empire. We will fight the ants on the beaches. We shall fight on the Internet. We shall fight the trackers and the malware. Whether we want to watch Netflix from another country or have greater accessibility to the internet, we will defend our island home. At any rate, that is what we're programmed to do.
Thanks, Winston Churchill. What? What do you mean, Tin? That wasn't Winston Churchill? Point still stands. Go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer to get yourself discounted NordVPN, or use the links below. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For November, we're giving away a Crusader Spirit C1. It's a fantastic looking multi-role ship that can fit a vehicle in the back or a load of cargo, and it looks really cool. It's got loads of forward-facing weaponry and a tractor beam. As it's a concept ship though, the winner will have a Cutlass Black in the meantime as a loaner. It comes with access to the game and lifetime insurance too, so bam! Even if you don't have Star Citizen stuff yet, you can get straight into the game with this. It's all you need. Just comment on any of my videos this month to be in for a chance of winning. A massive thank you to everyone that has used the join button under my videos to become a channel member, and my Patreons. You guys are awesome. It really does help the channel. Please consider becoming one of those lovely people too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the verse.